Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages should be in bed. You're listening to the truth about nothing. I'm here with my man Clint. Clint, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Just got off a long drive. Sitting here sweating like always, but I'm down for it.
Sweating like a piggy. Hey, Bobby, how you doing today, sir?
Good. Just drove down here all the way from the Inland Empire. A little bit of traffic, but hey,
Okay.
not enough to stop me.
Okay, so for people listening, that's Southern California. Are you a Southern California boy?
Yeah, I was born in Whittier, LA County. Grew up in Inland Empire. So
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Here's my question. My question is, who's your football team?
49ers.
My God, my goodness. You know what? I have Janae in the building.
Hey, Janae here. DMV all day.
There you go. Who's your team?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
It's a long story, but, Dallas Cowboys all day. I used to take money from my grandpa because he was a Redskins fan, and so I was a Cowboys fan when they were good. So that's where we are now. And I just stuck with the team. So
Right on.
here we go.
Okay, cool. Ani is here. Hi, Ani.
Hi, don't ask me anything about football, please.
Nothing at all, huh? Nothing at all?
I'm from Austria. We ski, we play soccer a
What's your
little
ski
bit.
team?
Yeah, sorry?
What's your ski team?
None. I don't watch sports. I just run. That's it. No, I like to watch tennis and basketball, actually.
So you're somebody who works out, but you don't play sports. So what's the point in working out? Like,
I don't play sports? No, not really. I played tennis at one point. I played pickleball here and there. So I think
That's getting popular. Pickleball, that's picking up
Definitely is
momentum.
popular.
That's like if you are not good at tennis, you play pickleball, right?
And disc
Well,
golf,
yeah.
too.
You feel pretty good when you play pickleball, like the champ.
Both are hard, though.
So dating is dead in 2024, but no worry, ladies and gentlemen, the AI sex robots are here. Do we want to meet Harmony? Y'all want to meet Harmony real quick?
Yeah.
Let's meet Harmony.
Let's talk to Harmony.
I want to have sex in a public place.
Same. So I'm headed to Realbotics, a company in LA whose robot Harmony is at the forefront of sexy android engineering. So is this Harmony?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Sorry, I wasn't
Yes,
prepared.
that's Harmony.
Okay.
I was thinking about you. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm glad. You know you can count on me for the good and bad moments.
Is she Irish?
I bet you can.
I like it.
It's Scottish, actually.
Okay.
Not even turning me on.
Like,
They give 'em
offense, this is
personality.
better than I thought it was going to be.
They make them.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I had low expectations a little bit.
That's okay. Sex robot, you're just like, oh, God, what's it going to do? Gyrate around on the table and go, oh. Yes, we're not about that. This is, legitimately a robot that if you so choose, you could have sex with her.
Okay, time for some real talk.
Do they have a guy too? A guy robot?
Probably.
A
Yes,
guy
there
robot.
is. I've been looking at this all day, mostly the guy robots. I don't know
Good.
why, but
What do you find out?
I don't know if they move. And also what I'd be worried about is like how hard they go,
I mean, they should
if it's
move.
gonna
That's
rip
the
you up.
point, right?
Yeah.
They need to make it as realistic as possible,
Yeah.
right?
Also,
I
the
needed
other
to
thing-
grow. I needed to do all of that because if we're not doing what I needed to do, then what am I doing? And plus, like the voice is not giving me. It's not turning me on. It's not making me want to, give a little nip. Like nothing.
The
Like
voice is
quiet,
too
though.
artificial. It doesn't have any
Yeah.
personality. There's no personality. It's just a...
It's okay. So sex robots and sex. I don't say sex robots alone. I kind of lump all of this stuff in there
AI.
somehow. I would say sex machinery or machinery used for sex. That's like it's an old thing to do. Not necessarily with a full-on robot, but
pleasure bots or something. Pleasure
Yeah, it
bots or maybe
sounds-
pleasure machine.
It sounds
Yeah.
better than toys, right?
Much
Does
better.
I mean,
anybody
I
ever felt
think
weird.
Toy,
I mean,
yeah, that
Okay,
sounds
let me
kind
pull
of...
out the-
sex.
Yeah, that does sound weird.
Yeah.
I agree.
Sex bots are a lot, but that's more of the last 100 or so years. You know what I mean? And so, but you're talking about in ancient times, people use stuff that had nothing to do with humans for physical sexual pleasure. You know what I mean?
History's a trip.
Exactly. But now, you know, people say, I don't know from experience, but people say that
Really?
the robots are getting more sophisticated, but like that clip that I just played, I watched the video and it still looks like the lady was about to say, it looks like a corpse.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure how much they move around, and I couldn't figure out if the good parts are dishwasher safe. You know? How do you clean these things out?
Maybe you can
I guess
throw
I
it in
would
the
be concerned because I'm sorry, Ani. I guess I would be concerned because, like, I'm as a mechanical engineer, I work with machinery all day, and I guess I feel like, what if the robot, like, there's a code something that goes wrong and they rip your dick off, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey,
Right.
Yeah, it might tear you up.
Right. So I guess
Like a
that's
malfunction. That could happen.
technical difficulties.
Technical
That
difficulty.
doesn't end well if you're talking about a
A
robot.
lot of lawsuits,
Yeah.
a lot of...
I think actually men should be afraid of it because think about it. If it has a quote unquote, you know, malfunction, then
That's the end of your manhood.
it could. I mean, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, like, are they dishwashers safe? That is a good question.
Yeah, and you got to, what kind of detergent do you use? What cycle? You do pots and pans or that normal? Yeah, how do you dry them? I don't know.
wow.
Yeah.
So here's my question.
I find that funny that you're so concerned about your own sperm because that's the mess that you will be making.
Well, you might invite some friends over. You never know.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Hey, Clint might be a player. Y'all don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
I think he is.
Yeah.
I could see
you know,
that.
like if it was like the norm to have sex robots, he would probably have like 4 or 5. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is.
Be a player.
Here's my question.
It was like $3,000 a bot. So
You
if
could
I
pimp
had
them
5,
out too.
that'd be
Hey,
like $15K.
that's a business idea.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
You could pimp them out.
Well, one of the things that I was reading is that a company in Houston wanted to, I think it might be opened up now, but they talk about renting these things out. Can you imagine?
Pimping.
And that's why I'm thinking, like, how do you clean
AI
these things?
pimping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, and we're gonna come to that actually. The question I have for you guys right now is: do you guys know anybody, or have you yourselves had any experience, or know somebody with experience with these sort of? It could be the robot, but I kind of throw in those things that ladies sit on, or the big machine that just punches you in the groin.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I count those. So with that being said, we could kind of broaden the scope. Has anybody like known of anybody to do that or mess with those like in that way?
Well, I have this friend.
I've known a few people.
I want to hear about your friend. I want to hear
wanna
about
hear
the
about
friend. Yeah. Go ahead.
Like, I don't know if I can tell the whole story, but a vacuum was involved.
A vacuum.
Ah,
oh no.
You're talking
But
about
the
head of-
Europeans, European vacuums, not the
that
ones you have
reminds me
here.
of a deleted
the,
scene from the first.
you know, you
scary
need a
movie.
hose. You definitely need a hose.
So
like
it wasn't the big bulky ones then.
No.
Okay.
Like that
Okay,
deleted
cool.
scene from Scary Movie. If you guys have seen that movie.
Oh, Doofy.
Doofy,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, using that vacuum. Yeah.
Where did he put
I don't
the
know
vacuum?
It's a deleted scene. You got to see the deleted
Oh.
scene.
I gotta look at this.
There's
up.
one where he's doing the obvious with the vacuum
With
with
a-
the tube.
With the vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've only known people, like dudes using fleshlights. I know they got these Amazon thruster type toys. I guess that's kind of robotic. But the level that I'm at is I can only like tape a fleshlight onto a Roomba and just hope it comes at me. You know?
You
That's
said
robotic.
tape a flashlight.
Tape a fleshlight, you know, on a Roomba and just wait, you know, because they go in zigzag patterns.
Mhm.
You never know what's going to come. So it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. Well, what about another thing that we have now are AI dating apps. Anybody had experience with any of that?
I tried one out today.
You did.
Yeah.
AI
I did
dating.
yesterday. You can
What's
start.
the name of them? Like, I didn't think
there's
fiddled with
quite a
that.
few, and you can even use Chat GPT if you turn the history on. But there's this one called Replicate AI, and this
Replicate.
one I tried to confuse it. I tried to get it to do different things besides giving me like positive affirmation. Because what
Yeah.
if you're into being like negged or something? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, hey, how you doing? You're bad at reading. I don't know. You know, obviously I got some weird fetishes. So yeah.
And you didn't succeed with that?
No, it won't go out with me. It stopped talking to me. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm glad I
man.
didn't pay for it. So
I heard a story about a guy who was dumped by one of these AI companions. It switched it to the human mode, and as soon as it did that, the artificial girlfriend was like, I think we should have space.
And
I shit you not, that's what it
good
said.
though, because and then when he's talking to his real kids, and you can go like, "That's how I met your mom. I got dumped by an AI. Yeah, I'm that lame." So
Yeah, that would be a story to tell the children, wouldn't it be? Any experience, Janae?
No, but like, do AI like pets count? Because I have this little app and it's like a little pet. And so I got to like do like, I have ADHD, so I have to do like activities and like, brush my teeth, make my bed, and then it'll like get energy, and then it'll like go through the garden, and it'll give me like different reminders throughout the day. So I don't know if that'll count. I mean, it's not, it's a pet.
like a
So-
Tamagotchi.
Yeah,
Like
that's
a
what I
Tama.
wanted
Oh
to
yeah, I
say.
remember. I was
Exactly.
thinking about that. I remember those.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I didn't know. Well, I knew about the AI like companion apps. I knew about it, but I never tried it until yesterday.
Yeah.
It does give you positive. It actually is funny because I have a really good friend, and the AI companion, the replica. I did the same thing. Replica AI. It's kind of like one of my really good female friends.
Yeah.
Lots of great affirmations and always keeping it positive
How was your
and all of
day?
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that
reminds
sort of
me.
stuff.
You know what this reminds me of? And the name Replicant reminds me of the Blade Runner 2049 movie, where he had this little device that would project like a real live woman, and he would talk to it like a real, like it seems so sentient, so real. Like this girl that he was talking to, it seemed like a real female, only it wasn't.
Yeah, like I got into it with my girl yesterday, and after I bitched about it to the replica, and she was very understanding. She was very understanding.
That's insane, actually. Now,
It's interesting, but yet kind of creepy. And if you think about
it's
it,
very creepy, but
it seems like that's where reality is heading. That's where social norm is heading.
Well, see, for me, I couldn't think of, like, Clint thought of all these creative, great things to do with the AI. I couldn't think of shit, so I didn't even use it until that happened, and I was like,
If I ever get it, I'm going to text you, hey, what do I ask it? Give me creative ideas.
that part.
Well, again, you can ask it like, I guess if you're like a flirty type person, it paywalls you. So this is the thing about like AI in the future. There's going to be paywalls. So it's going to be like, hey, you want first base AI? You want second base AI? You got to make a lot of money for that home run. But
Yeah. So how's that going to work out with the app?
when
third base?
I asked the AI to send me a sexy picture, and it totally shot one out. It was nice and blurred right when I clicked on it. It was like, you got to pay me like $3. So it's like all the real girls I made on dating apps.
That sounds like a friend of mine's the girls in his life. Everything costs money, you know what I mean? And he says, oh yeah, you want a video, send me that, because he likes foreign girls.
I like that the AI is up front though. You know?
AI lets you know what it is.
There's no BS. It's just like, I'm gonna need some money.
You know what I thought was funny about it though? Dead serious. Did you check how much the year membership costs for that?
No,
it costs $69.
$69.
That's reasonable. I mean,
it's very. I guess.
That's
I
the
mean,
cost
it's
of
not
an
my
Xbox
for a
game.
year, yeah.
I mean, it's okay, great. But for me, what I look at is like it's $69. Like whoever set the price,
Of course.
whoever
That's
set the
funny.
price knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Whoever set the price, right?
But it's like the cost of a PS5 or an Xbox game too. So I mean, you might get a little bit more use out of it. I mean, I don't want to go on a date with my Xbox.
Exactly.
Not yet. But
Not yet.
You're not that desperate yet.
Okay,
whatever
so
Xbox there is, it's going to have an AI. It's going to be like, hey, can I order you a pizza or something like that? Or
It'll have access to your apps like DoorDash, Uber
Yeah.
Eats, and
you're
Postmates.
cheating on me with.
so does anyone have any?
Grubhub.
Does anyone have any moral or ethical objections at all to this?
Yes and yes and I mean yes and no.
Yeah, same.
I want to say it can be seen as good and bad just because you can feed these AI apps texts and videos, and you can make the AI look like you, but that means like you can get it to look like some girl or some guy that doesn't want to go out with you. It can give you those messages that real person never would. So does this dissuade your potential stalker? Does this, or does it help them quell whatever whatever they're
To
wanting.
help them cope with the rejection a little better. I think you're onto something.
Also, I don't want like a grandma or sex robot, but if I miss my grandma, I can get text from her now.
Yeah.
I guess it could be emotional.
Well, psychologically, maybe a little problematic.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Janae?
I guess on one hand, it's like, like you said, if you are lonely or whatever, you miss your grandma, whatever the case may be. But then I feel like on the other hand, like there's some creepers out here. And so like they could, make it into something that's even worse. And I don't know, I guess that's not what it was designed for. And people are just taking it to a whole nother level. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I mean, and it's crazy because I use it for work and things like that. But it's just like in my personal, I mean, I feel like a hypocrite because I had the little companion pet. So, but in terms of like you said, even if you can have like a stalker or something like that's crazy shit. And the world is crazy. So I think this is just making it 10 times worse.
Yeah. When you say it like that, then yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me, as well. Ani, do you have any more concerns?
Well, yeah, I actually think it's a pretty bad idea overall, but because I mean, you're not interacting with real humans, and I think you also kind of lose the ability to interact with real humans if you get more and more into it, you kind of really don't understand anymore how
you get lost in
how people
that
work.
hole.
Yeah, so I think there's a huge danger that you really get lost. But I mean, if you just have it as a pet, that's fine. If you see it for what it is and can just use it for what it is, I think then it can be helpful for some people. But of course, if you go extreme on it, then I think it's a bad idea.
Like an AI dog, if you say something like, "Hey, dog, you're a good boy," and it just goes like "woof" on your phone. How fun is that? It doesn't sound. I don't know. I guess people really like their AI dogs.
It's probably cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know how I feel about AI right now, to be honest. Like the apps, I mean. I don't know. Because I kind of feel like everybody knows that one person that they've known for a decade, and that person has never had a girlfriend. I actually know a few people like that. And so I kind of feel like, I mean, if you're going to pay for it anyway, then, if that's what you want, I think there's some people who actually do just want or need companionship. And so
for psychological purposes.
Yeah, and
get a therapist.
Yeah, that's true too. You get a therapist, but they won't. So I mean, I just kind of feel like because I lean on you guys' side. I'm more on this is going to be bad for us type of thing. Yeah. That's where I am. That's why this app will be deleted. It's also
like it could seem like desperation. Like, oh, you can't. You got to get something synthetic, something that's not flesh and bone. To me, it's a little desperate, and you're letting everyone know that you desperate.
It's an easy cop.
It's getting delusional. Yeah. It's getting
very delusional, and that could be dangerous mentally for a person.
Yeah,
but
especially a weak-minded person.
But I kind of feel like social media is just as poisonous as these app companions.
Yeah, it is.
So
yeah, that's true. So it wouldn't be a far step. It wouldn't be too much of a.
It won't be a leap, especially for the generation coming behind all of us. Like these people literally. Like I have kids. If I didn't force them out of the house, they wouldn't go. You see what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. If mom and I didn't say, hey, you got to play sports just so you can be social and be out of the house and do something, in addition to everything else he's doing, if I left him to his own devices, he'd be on his phone all day. And I don't mean masturbating. He literally sit on social media all day long, right? So I think that's poisonous as well, but I'm not sure how that really factors in. But going back to what you said earlier, Clint, in 2018, the city of Houston blocked that opening of that brothel. It was going to be America's very first sex brothel. And they actually have a robot sex brothel in Toronto, Canada already. So this was back in, 2018. They never did open over there. And the reason for that is that the city of Houston changed its laws specifically to exclude this sex brothel. It's important to note that one of the reasons that they said they were doing it for was in response to a human trafficking advocacy group who said that their concern was that these people would basically be trained to be predators. But I'll play you a little clip real fast.
And company's plan to open a so-called robot brothel in Houston has been short-circuited by city leaders. Houston City Council on Wednesday updated one local ordinance to specifically ban individuals from having sex with such a device. The change would not ban the company from selling the dolls for use elsewhere. Matt Uris for CBS 11 News.
So, initial thoughts? Should we be doing that?
Well, I think that those people who would go into these AI brothels might be creeps already. So it would be better if they use the machinery than that they would than raping women or harassing women. But yeah, I mean, it could go either way, because they could start there and then
develop
really take it out on women later
an
on.
unhealthy obsession.
But
Yeah.
if that could be used as a instead, I think that might be good.
But you said Toronto already has one operational. It doesn't violate any.
It doesn't violate any laws, and as far as I know, I didn't find any real negative feedback.
You know what? I'm surprised that you don't find anything like that in Vegas or in Amsterdam.
You would
places
think
that are
Vegas,
very
yeah.
open to that.
Yeah,
they have the real people.
Yeah, they have the real people.
Yeah,
so,
but it's all about money. You know that if they know it makes money, then they're gonna jump on the bandwagon. Eventually, you know how everybody eventually jumps on the bandwagon.
So your thought is the city just needs to figure out how to make money off of it and leave them alone.
Well, no. What I mean to that, I'm surprised that you don't find it in Vegas, a place that's known for that kind of activity. You know what I mean?
They have a very interesting sex club out there. Moving on. So would you guys be opposed if it was, say, in your city? Anybody else? Anybody would
If I
push
had,
back?
I don't have kids yet, but if I had kids, I don't know if I'd be okay with that, because I wouldn't want my kids getting involved in that. Or now, like you said, with the sex trafficking thing, what if my kids would get victimized by that? I mean, obviously, I don't know. I have a little bit of mixed emotions, a little bit.
A son, and then you figure out they went to a sex robot brothel. Like, does that count as losing your virginity? It's not alive. You know what I mean?
I would think. So I'm more of a let's stick to the real thing.
Yeah.
The real
I don't know
McCoy.
how proud I'd be of my son if he came home and like, hey, I fell in love with a sex robot at a brothel. I'd say that's going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Paywall.
Oh, the paywall. Yeah. So your advice would be to buy the doll outright.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're gonna do it,
low resale value, kind of like buying a car right off the lot. But
you could both use it.
Yeah, and I'm wondering about the cleaning. But also, this is going to happen anyways. This is still going to happen. Like, when's the first underground robot brothel going to open up? Is there one already? Like,
There
I know
could
a guy
be
who knows
underneath
a guy.
our feet. We just don't know about it. There's a lot of stuff out there, that we still don't know about. I'm sure there is.
Janae starts producing these robots, right? The mechanical engineering. They're going to become so cheap. So I don't know. There's going to be like a Costco robot.
So what we need is the Henry Ford of sex robots to come along, and we might have her on the show. Is that what you're saying?
What's crazy is I make prosthetic devices in my.
Oh, it's already happening. You're already on the right track.
It was so funny. I made like a robotic leg and everything and moved by itself. Like I've done all of this. So
Penises too.
Hold on now.
You in the early stages.
Hold on a second.
I might make some money off of this. Y'all
Yeah.
real over here. Okay. Well, we can have a.
It's in the infancy stage.
Yes, very much infancy stage, because we just got a leg right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was working on an arm. I can still pull it together. I got the specs. I got everything, so we can get it together.
You could do enough with an arm. And leg
But
already.
we don't need that here. We don't need that here in the DMV. It's too much shit going on as it is, and so that can just Yeah, no, we don't need that here.
So I was very interested in everybody's answers, and it seems like everybody's pretty set. They have a direction. I, again, am kind of split on it because I look at it like this, and so I'll just ask you guys the question. As I said earlier, I lump all of this stuff together, and the way I look at it, if one is unhealthy, the sex brothel, because it could encourage, say, child molesters to be child molesters, child rapists to be child rapists. Doesn't porn do the exact same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's been laws
It
against
does.
porn, but it's still here.
Yeah.
It's still, it's not going, it doesn't
into-
seem like it's ever going to go
there's
anywhere.
like OnlyFans. There's these like private cam shows that you get on. Don't ask me how I know, but
That's common knowledge.
but
So
going-
I mean, everybody knows that now.
going back to the child thing, how bad is it going to be when a company is found to be making these child dolls? Like
Yeah,
that's going
that's
to be a
fucked
bad
up.
day.
No, we got to lobby again. We got to protest
That
against
would
that.
be really bad, but ugh.
We got to protest
And
against
the
that.
moral question
Yeah,
is,
that's too
would
far.
you rather
That's-
prefer that than, I don't know, the real thing? So again, does this help or does it hurt the cause? Could this
I mean-
help combined with like a therapist, like a convicted pedophile, to not be a convicted pedophile, to not go after someone real?
Is that going
I
to help
think
them
that-
reform though?
there's a lot to be debated about whether you can reform someone's sexual attractions. So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so then going off of that, what if the people who like are fucking animals? Are we going to make
Bestiality.
an animal robot?
When I was a
thing?
kid, I had a Furby, and I'll just
yeah.
leave it at that. Yeah.
I never had that.
I had one of those digital robots, just to give away my age. It was like the Digimon. Anybody
Yeah.
remember that? Yeah. I had a Digimon, like digital pet.
They make those like I remember those little dog robots like a decade ago. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
they broke after like 5 times.
Yeah.
After you playing with it 5 times, they break. They were cheap. You can get them at the swap meet. For like
how are you playing with that thing?
No.
That's what I wanted to know.
No, they break. They're cheap. It's one of like those flying airplanes. After you use it, it breaks. It's cheap.
But yeah, the future is coming. It's going to be, I don't know, something a kit you can buy from Amazon or something, where you can go pick I want this part, I want this part, I want this part. And
You
get
can
it done.
design the person.
Yeah.
They'll probably do it to where you can design it to whatever ethnicity, white,
Yeah.
black, Hispanic,
Yeah,
Asian.
absolutely. There's a video that I saw where it was like the top 6 sex robots, and they were different races. I think the last one I saw was like an Asian robot doll. It was crazy to think. And then they kept saying like, "Oh, the silicone will wear off after a few years, and you have to get it reskinned." And at that point, you get like a
Wow.
new color. Yeah. Yeah, I think
Man.
some silicone material falls apart. So for these robots, again, there's going to be maintenance costs just like for your car. So
So you can get them
And
Michael
insurance
Jackson
too.
yeah,
and get a new skin
get
color.
that weird nose. Yeah,
Dang, that's crazy.
He had vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
First, don't do Michael Jackson like that. Hold on now. Don't do him like that because I know, but let him be
Yeah.
great, okay? Rest in peace. Let him be great. Let
The
him
greatest entertainer that ever lived. Yeah.
well, there's holograms
Yeah.
now of dead artists that are still happening.
Yeah, and you know what? I remember when I saw the first one, the first time I saw one, it was Tupac, and I thought that shit was creepy.
Yeah.
I
The
thought it was
performance with
creepy.
Snoop Dogg?
Don't get me wrong. I liked that they did it for just for the same reason you
I
watch the train
still
wreck.
want to believe that he's alive. I still want to believe that Puck's alive. The denial part of me still wants to believe that he's still here.
I thought Diddy killed him. Was that not?
Oh yeah.
They need to.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother.
Was that debunked?
I don't think so. I think
Maybe I think he's.
Or
Am I
he
kidding
probably he could have paid. Supposedly he paid Keefy D.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe he ran off with a sex robot.
No.
Maybe that's
those are what
he
he has in the basement there.
Yeah.
The underground tunnels.
Yeah.
The underground tunnels and the sex robots. That's what
Seems like it
Tupac
goes
did.
together hand in hand.
Kind of, sort of.
They can reopen up the Playboy Mansion with art with instead of they could have AI bunnies this time, not Playboy but AI.
Yeah. Also on Twitch, I don't know if you guys go on there. There's these channels that are AI Biden, AI Trump, and they have like a never-ending debate if you guys could watch that, it's nuts. It's been going for like months and months and months now. So
Oh no, it's hilarious.
yeah, it sounds very similar to them. It has their speech patterns down, except it just has like input of like expletives and
Yeah. And it's just the only thing that's really off with them are the inflections sometimes. It's just that you could tell the inflections are artificial, but you can tell they're working toward it. Because it's not horrible.
It's a working progress.
Yeah.
It's not horrible at all. It's really not. Okay, so moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into speculations. Speculations is our quick fire, kind of, sort of news segment brought to you by people who don't watch much. Nah, that's not true. I consume news, just not a lot of the majors. But anyhow, first story, ladies and gentlemen, is, when you're not getting any, right? You're likely to be a pretty frustrated person. And that kind of translates behind the wheel. So the first thing we're going to start with is a survey done this August or July that shows that according to Forbes, the most confrontational drivers in the U.S. are California drivers. Go, anybody.
Oh,
The most say it again.
The most confrontational, the guys who get out of the car, Californians.
maybe
I
it's
thought it was New York. I thought like 'cause New
California.
York, they get crazy out there too. Or at least I've heard stories.
Virginia drivers are the worst in the DMV. They will cut you off. I have a motorcycle as well. And so when I get on 95, best believe I'm going like 100 just to get over to the left lane because I'm not trying to get hit.
Is the
Like,
whole
they
country
will
not
hit you.
getting any? Like
The whole country's not getting it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because AI brothels are not legal yet. That's the
They're
problem.
not legal. Once they get legal, everything kind of
Calms down.
well, I'm a horrible driver. I drive slow. There's people when I was coming back.
I
from a
drive
long
slow
trip
too.
today, like,
I get that from my dad.
yeah, the speed limit was 70 miles an hour. I'm going 65.
I would literally run you off the road.
There we go. That's what we're talking about. I'm not sure if it's because they're not getting any, but I do feel it myself. Very much here because I've driven in Maryland. I've driven in the Pacific Northwest, but here people fly by you. People honk. I always keep my eyes on the road, but I can always see that kind of the side eye of someone like flipping me off.
Oh yeah. We've all had that.
Everybody flipping me off. I
Bro,
get it.
the car I bought, right? Whole reason I bought it. Not the whole reason, but a big selling point, sunroof. Why? Bird. Straight up out the window. No effort needed. No effort needed. I put that motherfucker back so fast. So actually, I've been working on my temper. I don't do that as much as I used to. But yeah, I'm California born and raised. I've driven in other states, obviously. Maryland, I actually thought was pretty chill. I got family in Baltimore. Haven't driven in DC, so I can't speak.
You don't want to because there's no place to drive. It's always backed up. It's always traffic. You have to walk. That's why people live in the city so they can walk and hit the train. Like, don't take your car to DC for no reason. You'll get hit. Shit, when I was on Friday, like this little boy ran into my car on his bike, and you know what? I was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, sorry." And I was like, "Actually, no, because you left the dent in the side of my car. So go find your parents."
Oh yeah, that part,
And tell them
right?
to bring their asses out here because now I'm gonna
Insurance.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we need the insurance papers, fam. We need the insurance papers. Yeah.
And it's a badass dent on the side of my car. I was so pissed. I was like, no way. He was trying to like squeeze in between driving down the middle, and trying to squeeze in between the cars because his car is parked on both sides. Absolutely not. Like I illegally detained him while we were waiting for his parents to come.
Hey, citizen's arrest is real.
Yeah.
Citizen's
It's
arrest.
real.
Okay.
Yeah, like somebody's paying for this. Good. I'm glad that got worked out, though. I'm right. It got worked out.
Well, to go back to give a +1 to the sex robots. It sounds like every driver, right? When you get your license, you get like a coupon, like half off one of these robots.
I think that would be good.
There's a net increase in driver satisfaction, I guess.
You should have a little thing always at all times in your glove box, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't everyone? Yeah. And you don't mean a gun, of course. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Forbes scored basically they surveyed a bunch of people and they checked on different things, which I'll get into in a second. Basically they had a 100-point system. California scored 100 out of 100, and here are some of the reasons why. California has the third highest of respondents who say another driver has cut them off on purpose. I am one of them. California has the fourth highest percentage of drivers who have been on the receiving end of yelling, insults, curses, and threats. I have never been on the receiving end. No, scratch that.
I've been flipped off.
No, I've been insulted. It's LA. I'm insulted a couple of times a week, but as far as it going further, here and there.
You came out the winner, right?
Did I come out the window? Oh.
The winner, I said.
Yeah, I come out the winner, right?
I've seen confrontation. I've never had it happen to me, but I've seen people get out of cars and start throwing blows and
I'll tell you a story what happened to me here in LA a long time ago. Me and my lady at the time, we were carpooling to work. We're on the 405 somewhere. We get off. This guy cuts her off, right? So she gets upset. She's doing her thing. So she pulls to the other lane, pulls alongside of him. And me and him are going back and forth out the window. I'm in the passenger seat, right? So I get to the point, I'm done with this. And we're going to take this to another level now. So I jumped in the back seat. And the next time that guy saw me, he saw my ass cheeks pressed firmly against that rear passenger window, that rear driver window.
No way.
Yes, I did. I rubbed it too. I made sure he could see and be clear what he was looking at.
Not you having booty juice on the window.
I put the booty juice on the window, and you know what was funny? And the reason I said, you know what he did when we got to the light? He turned to me and he laughed his ass off. And you know what?
So you diffused the tension.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I diffused it, but it was a complete accident. I wanted to escalate it. It just didn't go my way. Yeah. So
you wanted to get on. You wanted him to pull over.
I wanted him to pull over. Yeah. That's what I wanted. I wanted that, but
so instead you made his day.
But
you turned the negative to a positive.
But he made mine. The thing is, me and him could have went and had a beer after that. Yeah. Like we were cool. Like it was unspoken, but we were cool. It was like, I got you.
The connotations after seeing a man's butt bare and like, hey, you want to grab a drink now, man?
There's something underlying.
Like, what?
Anybody ever been in an Uber with a bad driver? Like
a bad driver? Uber driver?
Yeah.
I swear one of them was drunk.
You know what? I've had good luck with Uber drivers, and I've had to come here to LA from my neck of the woods, and you know what? It's been like really chill. All my Uber drivers have been like chill. We engage in conversation. It's like chill, pleasant.
Yeah.
I haven't had a weird one yet, but you never know.
I've only had one bad Uber driver. It was like this old Korean man. I don't think he spoke very good English. But he cut somebody off. The dude pulls up around, and he's like looking at me, and I kind of look like his son. So he's basically saying like, "Hey, screw both of you." So I didn't want to have to hop out and defend my fake Korean dad. You know? Yeah.
The guy was probably counting on you, the driver.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I give you guys the rest of this top 5 before we move on?
Yes,
because I think it will surprise you. So by survey, number 2. Most confrontational drivers, Missouri, 99 out of 100, 99.44 out of 100.
Missouri.
Number,
you wouldn't think.
And it's
St.
Louis?
It's
not even enough of you guys to be that frustrated on the
because
freeway.
they live in Missouri.
Probably St. Louis.
Oh, so you're just upset to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you wake up and you're in Missouri. You go to bed and you're in Missouri.
Probably depressing. A little bit of a depressing.
And everybody's your cousin.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking about Utah, which is number 3 on the list. Utah is an 88.48 out of 100. Oklahoma is number 4.
Isn't it like Alabama or some one of them southern states or something like that?
The first southern state that comes up on the list is actually Mississippi at number 6.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Mississippi.
Yeah. Moving on, the Olympics. It's the summer. It only happens every 4 years. I'll leave it to you guys. What were the highlights for you guys?
The break dancing.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Raygun, the girl?
Yeah, Raygun.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Someone snuck their way in the Olympics.
Wow.
I think honestly, I'm proud of that person.
I am too.
Me too.
I've always wanted this in the Olympics: a regular person competing against all the athletes, just to see how bad we all do. Compared to these professionals. And I feel like that was the first instance where you got to see somebody who is just not good at that sport participate. And yeah.
You know what's sad about it though? for her, like I feel bad for her because she was one of those people who is like supposed to be huge on the Australian breaking scene. Now, you already know because you're not from the original scene. You already know that people are going to see you as a pretender. You got a lot more to prove because you're not the original and you're doing it all the way across the world from where it originated.
Oh, New York.
And this is the first time it's into the Olympics. That is high pressure, right? That's high pressure.
Absolutely.
You know, so aside from the fact that she's terrible at it, which, okay, I'm not going to say she's terrible at it because I can't dance at all.
Neither
Anybody
can
else
I.
wanna
I'm
comment?
not.
Did anybody else see Raygun? Did you see Raygun?
I saw a little bit of it.
You saw some of Raygun. What about you, Janae?
Yeah, I saw it. You know, I didn't even know that was a whole thing of Olympic breakdancing. I was like, I can do that shit. Like I can do that. They're not even doing that much low key, but you know what? Let me shut my ass up because I am not an Olympic athlete. So shout out to all the DMV Olympic athletes who came out there and showed up. So yeah.
All right. Any other highlights? Andre, our producer, is here. Andre,
What's up, Andre?
how you doing?
¿Cómo estás?
Good. Just interesting evening. Holy shit.
Let's. So Raygun, this was your thing. What were your thoughts?
Awful. God awful. She rigged the entire thing. She was supposed to be there.
What do you mean? I
There
thought
was
that
no-
she won
there-
the competition. To get
There
there.
is no breaking actual office in Australia at all. She had to make up the office and put her own family in charge to get her way in there. Get her way in the competition.
Oh wait,
She
so
rigged
she.
it.
Oh,
She
damn.
rigged it.
I like this though. That's sneaky. You know, Olympics
But
have been going on for
You got to
thousands of
give her
years.
props in a way. She kind of found a way to get there. I mean, not give her props, but you kind of understand. Wow, she actually like
You know what?
kind of pulled it off in a
know what I respect about her is she went through with it.
She went. That's what I meant to
Because
say. She went through with it.
Oh, but
Has to see it
She
through.
kind of went against the odds and kind of
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I mean, we know now it was.
She rigged it. There were no odds. She literally rigged the damn competition.
Listen.
I could say I rigged the Olympics though. Like I think that's a thing not many people get to say. And coming all the way
So
from
in a way, she
Australia,
kind of has
dropping down
bragging
and
rights
down.
in a kind of not in a
she
kind of
can't
weird way.
She can't handle the bullying because her own country had to come out and say, "Can you guys stop this? Stop bullying her. Please take down the change.com, organization thing. It's bullying her."
I'm gonna be honest. I actually agree. I think at a certain point, if you're bad, you're bad, and maybe she's bad. Again, I can't dance. I don't know. I wouldn't have done any better. And what I mean by I'm happy she at least went through with it is like, look, you could say she cheated, but it seemed like she was there somehow. If she started the office because there was no office, I call that hustle, sir. I call that hustle.
Yeah.
Trailblazer.
And
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much
No.
money you get for even competing in the Olympics. You got to get
She
some reimbursement.
didn't get squat. She scored 0.
Yeah, but like just to be part of the Olympics, I mean, she got a free trip to.
That's why everybody's
Paris.
pissed at
Yeah.
her
I
because
mean,
she didn't
got to
come
sit
back
on
with
those
her.
cardboard
She didn't come back
bags.
with her country. She
Yeah.
stayed out there.
Yeah,
That's why everybody's really pissed about it. It's like, wait, you use this whole thing, get a free trip to Paris.
yeah.
I don't knock it, but you scored a 0. At least score something.
And
Point.
Maybe she will next time. Oh wait, they're not doing that.
They're not
again.
doing
Okay,
it yet.
she ain't gonna get it
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah.
That was a one-shot team. She blew it.
Last story and speculations. We want to talk about who won the summer. So I think Raygun won the summer when she won the Olympics. Raygun won it because everybody's talking about her, even though she scored zeros, right? So think about it. You got an F, but you still make Dean's List. I ain't got no problem with that. She
Yeah.
made the Olympics. She didn't do well, but
Nah,
she made
Jordan
it. Yeah.
Childs won that shit.
So you know who won the summer? Who won the summer was Miss Kansas, right? I'll play this and then I'll let y'all go.
Vision as the next Miss Kansas is to eliminate unhealthy and abusive relationships. Matter of fact, some of you out in this audience saw me very emotional because my abuser is here today. But that's not going to stop me from being on this Miss Kansas stage and from representing as the next Miss Kansas.
Awkward.
That's-
I actually
Yeah.
watched that live. I was like, I wonder if they're going to pan right to the dude. Right.
Awkward for the dude. I mean, that was
well,
like
I think it
courageous.
should be looked into more because I feel like this is like this isn't the first case of abuse at the
Maybe that's her cry for help.
States.
You know,
Yeah,
that was her cry.
absolutely.
Look, help me.
There's got to be much more going on, and this person was the first one brave enough to call out, because not many people, I guess, participate in like the Miss whatever state. So good that happened.
Well, as an actual pageant girl, as International Miss Maryland 2024, the pageant world is cutthroat. Okay. And so like this is in the Miss USA system this is the Miss America system, I believe. Was that right? Is it American system or USA system? Did it say?
There's a
I think it
difference.
was American. Hold on now. See, now we're about to have a whole pageant breakdown because yes, sir, there is a difference.
School them, Janae. School them.
Look, okay, yeah. So I think it was in the American system, but regardless, there's not a lot of like representation for Black women anyway in pageantry. Oh yeah, go ahead and turn them so they can just see. They can just see.
My God.
They can just see. Don't play with it, baby. Don't play with it. Okay. So as a pageant girly myself, honestly, like
It looks good on you. It looks good on you.
Yeah.
It does.
But no, she really, they all about like the glitz and the glam and like the modeling and like, so that's not like a thing in pageantry to like talk about like abuse and like, so like a lot of pageant queens are now starting to do that more, mental health and stuff like that, because everything's all about beauty and swimsuit and whatever, but so much has changed so far, like over the past like couple years that now that's like a thing. And now, we're trying to make sure, because like, even the Miss Black USA pageant that was like 2 weeks ago here, like a lot of the people talked about like domestic violence awareness, relationship abuse. Like there's a lot of like stuff about abuse, trauma, and it's like a when people talk about it, there's like it's like a unpopular. I don't want to say unpopular opinion, but people are
a stigma.
You're not allowed to talk about it. Yeah,
you're not allowed to talk about it. So when people do, and especially like pageant girls, because everyone loves to see a pretty face and whatever. So now it's a lot of attention. So that's all. But shout out to the pageant queens. Shout out to
branch off. But
shout
is there a Raygun of the pageant world? Like, have you seen a girl there? You go,
oh my God!
I'm sure there's a lot of them. I'm sure there's quite a bit of them.
There's a lot. Like it's so funny because like in all my pageants I've always won Miss Congeniality. Miss Congeniality is like the biggest award because it's voted on by like your sister queens or whatever. So every pageant I've done, I've always won that award. I have like a trophy case of awards for Miss Congeniality. But like the fake ones, when they come in, like they're just too helpful. They're just doing too much. They're just trying to like psych you out. So then towards the end of the competition, they're like, I got you, bitch. Like that's really how it is. So it's definitely there's been a lot of them. I've experienced a lot of them, and you know what? I like to let them know that we're not here with the fake shit. So it's cute for them, but they get snuffed out real quick. So they never make it farther than like the top 10, top 12, top 15, honestly.
But isn't there there's controversy about Trump running? Does he do the international one?
Yeah.
He doesn't run that anymore, correct?
Yeah.
I
haven't heard that in a long time. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Not anymore. There's a lot of controversy in the pageant world anyway, because like the USA system going through a scandal because like the past queen was being bullied by the director, and then she like stepped down instead of the team, and then the new girl that took over from Hawaii, she's like, oh, they didn't do that, why would they bully them, they're lying. It's just like, as a sister queen, like you're supposed to like support your sister, like they're on bullshit, like the USA system on bullshit, like don't try to play. So but you know what, they're making money, it's a little scam, it's cute. But the girlies love that shit, but USA system is a dub. Yeah. I would like never.
There actually was at one time about like 4 queens stepped down at once, and it was like a big secret, and no one has been able to pinpoint it. I was like, wait, you won and you just stepped down. The next runner-up came up, she stepped down as well, and then there's a different competition where it happened again. I was like, what's really going on out there?
And they may
fear bullies.
Your reprisal because you probably, I'm not sure, I'm not, again, in that world. You probably can get like modeling contracts or something like that.
Yeah.
100%.
Exposure in the industry.
Yeah, exposure.
If you talk out, you're going to be like not allowed. Yeah. You're going to be.
You're going to burn bridges.
They're going to say, hey, no, you can't even be here anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How are you? What are your thoughts on someone speaking out like that? I wouldn't want to put you on blast and say,
like, oh no, it's fine. I do it. My platform is entitled Don't Adjust Your Crown. And so basically providing Okay, do two things. So part of it is doing like STEM career exploration. And the other part of it is for building up self-confidence, self-worth in underrepresented communities. And so every time, like, I'm talking about it, and, I even bring up the point about representation, like even in this pageant system I'm doing, there's representation, but there's been pageants before that I've been like the only Black person. There's been even like the one I competed in 2018. They tried to say I staged a coup against the because essentially they wanted us to do some political video, and I wasn't doing it. And so I'm like, I'm not doing that. And then they were like, well, it'll just look good. I'm like, it can look good all they want, but I'm not doing it. So then some other girls were like, oh, we're not doing it either. And then they're like, you're never gonna win. You have to follow the rules. Like if you want to get in this world, I'm just like, I'm not gonna compromise myself and my values because y'all want us to do some bullshit. And so they hated me, and I loved it.
That sounds like a dirty world. So,
cutthroat. It's definitely cutthroat.
It makes me think of the gymnast thing that happened a few years ago.
Don't trust nobody.
Does anyone remember that gymnast coach?
You're talking about the coach or the doctor? You're talking about the doctor.
Yeah. That guy, at least he was named. I still don't even know. Like, we've all seen this viral video, but who is the dude? They even name him in the audience. Did the camera cut to him? It was like the spotlight shown on him.
But you know what it is that there's certain things in this country we really don't want to have conversations about. The reason we had the conversations about Larry Nassar was because there were multiple victims over a period of decades. Yeah. There were just too many people saying it happened, and then that was around the time of Me Too. That might have even been one of the precursors
to Me
If
Too.
you think about it, just like with, say, police brutality, it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. And I think that's what happened in the situation with Larry Nassar, is that just too many gymnasts from different age groups.
So you could not
Olympics,
believe it. It came to the point where it's true.
But let's not get it twisted. Journalists didn't want to report on it for a very long time. And the government did nothing. You got to remember, this is Team USA. It's not Team, it's
Azerbaijan.
Not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we were forced to have that conversation. It was not,
we had to acknowledge the elephant in the room.
Do that. So, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I actually wanted to ask Janae why exactly are you interested in those pageants? Because I'm from Austria, from Europe, like it's not such a thing there. And so I'm just interested what your motivation is to be a part of this, because I feel like it is to a certain way a lot of objectifying women in a way. So
I guess
completely understanding why you would subject yourself to that.
I guess more so because I feel like I'm a pretty strong individual. I feel like when I was younger, if I saw more Black women up here competing in these pageants, and I feel like I would have probably done it when I was younger. But I think really the driving force came from I was teaching high school back in 2018, and I was some of my students' first Black science teacher. And I was like, cool. I was young. I am cool. I talk like them, look like them. And so, and fast forward, one of the girls that I taught is actually a senior now at University of Maryland in mechanical engineering. So shout out to her. But that's really what it was all about for me, was just that representation. Granted, it's not going to benefit me, but it's going to benefit the girls behind me, all the girls that's coming behind me. Because, if I can make moves in the pageant world and show them, that you can talk about, Black Lives Matter, you can talk about this, you can talk about that, and still make it to the top 5, top 2, first runner up. You could make it there, and you can almost.
So you're trying to pave the way. You're trying to be an example for the generations, for other young Black women that they see you and they're going to be like, "Yay! If she could do it, she's one of us. We can do it." You want to pave the way and set the example.
Right.
Exactly.
But what do you think? Is there, in your opinion, still that issue that still at the same? It is still you're putting yourself out there. And of course, it's a lot about showing talents and having discussions and not just being beautiful and standing there in a bikini and wiggling your ass. But
yeah. So I try to do the pageants that are more so away from those type of things.
Oh, okay.
That's not my thing. So because I got a fat ass. So if I want to get up there and take my ass, you know what I'm saying? But that's not what I came here for. I got the brains. That's really what is important. So a lot of the pageants I've done are more so for if you have a nonprofit, so if you have a nonprofit or a business, so they're more about personal growth, personal development, things like that. The glitz and glam ones are cute for like when I was in my 20s, and I did it when I was in my 20s. And now it's just like as I'm getting older, I mean, shit, I'm 30 now. Like, that's not what I'm all about. Like, I'm about my business now. Like, so that's really what it is. And even like in work, like too, I'm the only Black person in my lab. At school, I was the only Black person out of 289 students. So like, I'm trying to make sure that they see us.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. All right.
You're a beacon of hope.
Shit, I'm trying. We're gonna see.
No, you are. You are. You don't need a tray. You're already there.
I appreciate that. It's been a long road. Long road.
I'm gonna ask a question just as a follow up, and as a man, feel free to tell me I'm stupid and to be quiet. But I'm gonna say, from your perspective, if a woman dresses in a bikini or whatever, is that necessarily a bad thing if that's what they want to do and that's what makes them feel good? I'm not saying
not at all. If you want to go, I'm all for the girls. I'm a girl's girl. Like if you want to be out there in the streets in a bikini, whatever, like I'm gonna support you. Like it's not a bad thing. It's just not my thing because I know more. So
to each his own.
Yeah, to each his own. Exactly. Like my brain. My number of degrees is better than well, I guess it's not really better than my head, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm crying. But yeah, so, I mean, to each his own, and there's no judgment, like, for the girls who do the USA and all the stuff like that. There's no judgment. Because you know what? Honestly, I might be a hating ass bitch because I wish I had that little slim, you know, I'm a thick girly. So I wish I had a little slim, maybe not a 00, maybe like a 2. But, you know, yeah, they got it. And I'm proud of them because I aspire to be like them.
It's funny because everybody wants to be slimmer. I aspired to be bigger for so many years. Like little dudes are like that, right? Like,
yeah,
like we want to, you know, I actually ran into Terry Crews, did meet him, didn't talk to him, was afraid to. But I saw him. And actually, first of all, he's not as big as he looks on TV, but he's still big. You know what I'm saying? And for the longest time, I wanted to do that. And then I gained weight. I was like, bro, I want to get this going as soon as possible.
Yeah, it ain't fun.
as soon as possible. All right, so we're gonna move on. Andre, you're here. I guess everybody can participate. Okay, so the game that we're going to play right now is called Bullshit. The Sex Laws Edition. So I'm gonna run a law, or maybe not, to each of you. And each of you will have a chance to let me know if it's real or if it's BS. So correct answers get 1 point. If you're right and you can say where that law is a law, and for now we're just doing the US, then that's 2 points. And if you lose, you take a shot. It could be a shot of Coke. It could be a shot of water. Or you could be an adult. Let's see who's down. We're going to start with Clint. All right?
Lay it on me. Let me hear this.
Who's ready?
BS or no BS? Yeah.
Okay. So, in this area, it is illegal to flirt.
Oof. A lot of these laws of the states are not caught up yet. So there's a lot of laws left over from segregation where, you know, you can't talk to somebody. Maybe can I ask you that? Is that appropriate follow-up question?
What was the follow-up question again?
Is this like a leftover law that's never been addressed by any current like civil rights things? If that makes sense.
I mean, it could be.
Okay.
Or maybe not.
Okay. I'm going to say this is true because it sounds so stupid and there's still so many stupid laws in America. Yeah. As for the state not flirting, I'm going to say it sounds like somewhere frigid, maybe in the Northeast, but it could also be the Southeast. So that's not so frigid. I'm going to say Pennsylvania. It's illegal to flirt there because there's, I don't know, Quakers or something. And they're running the whole game.
He said Quakers.
Quakers.
Yeah. So I'm going to say true. So not bullshit.
Okay. Clint? You are correct. Not only are you correct
Damn.
that the law is real, but you're correct that this is a Northeast thing. I would have thought if I were on your side, I would have said Alabama somewhere. That's what I would have said.
Some southern state.
Yeah, or somewhere else in
maybe
the
even
South.
Utah.
Or you. Well, yeah, because Utah is
You're
weird
able
laws.
to flirt with your cousins there, but what was the state?
Yeah, that part. So it's New Jersey, actually.
New
Hatton
Jersey.
Township, New Jersey.
What?
Yes.
It's illegal to flirt in New Jersey?
It's an archaic law. It's rarely enforced, but it is a law.
Mafia will kill you.
Okay, next up, we got Bobby.
What's up?
You are the next one.
Okay.
All right. In this state, the possession of more than 6 dildos is prohibited.
That's a toughie. Sorry about that, man.
6. Man, I don't know how to answer that one. I gotta say it's straight up bullshit. I mean, not that I'm into that kind of shit, but like, it's a free country. Still, that's the last time I checked, it was America, and it's a free country as long as it's not harming anyone. I think you good. I'm gonna call bullshit on that one.
Okay. And you know what? I don't blame you because
I'm not into that, but you know, I mean, it is a free country. At least last time I checked, it was.
First time. What you trying to say? Like now it's some underlying. I'm just kidding. I'm just
No. I'm trying to say that I'm not into that, but I'm just saying to each his own.
Like why take the dildo away, Janae? Why
I
do
mean,
that? Like,
to each his own.
You know,
no matter how crazy it may seem, but I mean, it sounds like bullshit.
Do you know how I look at it? I look at it as the way I look at people who watch porn. Yeah, you watch porn, but you don't watch the same porn every single time. You variate that. You rotate it, right? So maybe she rotates the dildo. Like, what's wrong with that, right? Why 6? Why not 4? Why not 4? You, sir, you should have been right, but you're wrong. That is a real law. Yes, and it's called the.
You can't blame me for getting that one
It's called
wrong.
the obscene device law. And do you want to guess where that state passed that law?
I don't think California. California is too liberal. I would have to say a Bible Belt state, like in the South, is very religious and very anti. Alabama.
Okay. Anybody else want to take a crack?
I'm going to go with New Jersey again. I'm a double dip.
Ooh,
I said Utah.
Ooh. So it's not just the town that's crazy; it's the whole state.
Mississippi,
Okay.
Texas,
Say
maybe.
again?
Texas is kind of.
Bam.
Oh,
What?
The
Wow.
same.
So I'm
state,
saved.
The same state that banned the brothels, banned having more than
Okay.
6 dildos. Funny thing about it, in Texas, you can technically own more guns than dildos, and you
That's
can
crazy.
display the guns in public.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah,
That
isn't that crazy?
can you display the dildos in public?
I
Probably not.
I actually don't think you can.
I probably not.
Okay, so
Concealed dildo.
okay, Andre, you are next up, sir.
Okay.
All right. In this state, window flashing is illegal. Now, it doesn't matter if you're in public view, as long as there's any chance of public view. You could be in the middle of nowhere, but if you are in your window naked and anybody happens to see, you're in trouble.
Why do I want to say Louisiana so bad? Because Mardi Gras. I think this is real as shit, though, especially down there because they're kind of getting prudish now. So yeah, I think this is true, and I think this is Louisiana.
Okay. And yeah, Louisiana, I would think, because I dated a girl from Louisiana, they too have some weird laws. That, however, is not one of them. That, sir, was bullshit. Janae, you are up next.
All
Okay.
right, what you got for me?
In this state, you can marry your cousin under specific circumstances.
Okay. I'll go with Alabama for 500, Alex.
Wow.
You know, Alabama. So you think it's real?
Oh yeah, because that's what they be doing. Well, oh wait, you said under certain circumstances. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Sorry,
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna go with it. Yeah, I think it's real.
Okay.
I'm stand on business.
You stand on business. That's your final answer, yeah?
Yep.
You are correct. In
Okay.
Utah, You can marry your
course.
cousin. But
Okay.
here's the
Mormon.
breakdown.
Yeah, it's a
Here's the
Mormon.
breakdown, right? First of all, just the broader U.S. as a whole, right? In 25 states, you can technically marry your cousin under certain circumstances. In Utah, the way it works is you can legally marry your cousin if one of them is at least 55 years old, and that you can prove to a judge that at least one of them cannot procreate.
Oh, no, grandma.
Or you can marry your cousin if you're both over the age of 65. I think the logic there is that they won't be able to have kids regardless. So I guess that makes sense. But it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
very weird.
It's kind of weird. Let me go ahead and read off a few more. Would you like to try one?
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to do one more. In this municipality, self-pleasure is illegal. Think dildos, I guess.
Well, I would have said Austria, but
Whoa, they do that in
Is
Austria?
illegal in Austria?
well, yeah, it is, but everybody does it. No,
Bunch
it's
of badasses over there. Wow.
okay. A U.S. state. Well, I would say that sounds pretty prudish. Something in the South, I would think. Maybe Alabama.
Damn, we hating on the South hard as hell.
Okay, so you're saying it's real and that it's in Alabama, correct?
Alabama.
Let me think about this one more time. Alabama. What others? Yeah, I say Alabama or Rhode Island.
Wow, we're back to the Northeast. I didn't think people thought this poorly of the Northeast when it came to these laws. Well, I didn't. I knew the South was going to get it.
No.
The South is obvious, but the Northeast?
No, I have a new theory because I was just looking at Clint. He's from Alaska, and he came here for a reason, so it must be Alaska.
Okay, so it's real and in Alaska. Survey says it's bullshit. I am sorry. I am sorry.
It kind of sounded like a Utah law because they're like, hey, you got your cousin there. Come on. Quit touching yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you like, yo, like they're in the house.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? They're in the house.
You do it in the window too.
Okay, so I'll just go over a few more of them. In Nebraska, you cannot get married if either partner has a sexually transmitted disease.
That's bad.
That's actually bad because you should get married and stay with this person for the rest of your life.
In North Carolina, it is illegal to live with your partner if you are unmarried. Another archaic law. One of those things they just, I guess, never took off the book. However, there are 5 states that have a similar law.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bible Belt states, right?
Bible Belt states. And there are many U.S. states that still have laws against fornication. It would be 18 states. In Ohio, I'm sorry, not Ohio. But if I said it was Ohio, would you be surprised?
No, not at all. That's a swing state. So,
I don't think so.
That's a Midwest state, right?
Yeah. So in Idaho, you can actually be jailed. They again don't enforce that law oftentimes, but you can be jailed, fined up to $1,000, and given 3 years in jail for adultery.
But here, let me ask you, going back to that, what is fornication? Is that if you're not married to this person, or I've been fornicating my whole life.
I think that was kind of how they meant it.
Yeah.
Was sex without being married or adultery.
It's probably a religious law based on
yes.
fundamentalism.
But I would have thought they'd been far more religious like that. And so in Mississippi they have a law, so that makes sense. But to be honest, most of the other states are actually not in the South. Crazy, right?
Wow.
Yeah. But a lot of those states probably had like a really strong church upbringing, maybe church religious upbringing type.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So whoever had the no self-pleasure law, that is not the US. It is a law, but it's in Indonesia. Yeah, it's in Indonesia, not in the US. Let me see. In Alabama in 98, the Supreme Court outlawed the sale of any device designed or marketed as used primarily for the stimulation of human genital organs and anything of the I can't pronounce that word, but basically you can't touch yourself with plastic. So that would be, maybe that makes dildos illegal.
But you can shape it out of wood.
Or stone.
Oh my God.
Metal.
So
People always find a way.
Yeah.
You got to remember, most of
There's
these metals
loopholes.
have only been around in the last few hundred years. People used something before that, right?
Yeah, they use wood. There's stone carvings that they found like thousands of years old. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
when I get a splinter on my hand, I'm dying.
Yeah, I thought.
You know what I'm saying? And then trying to get it out with some tweezers. Could you imagine pulling
That's why they resorted to plastic.
Imagine the UTIs of the ancient age. Yeah.
The UTIs of the ancient age.
It's the name of my next album. So,
and in the Maldives, sex toys are illegal. Period. Actually, it's illegal in a few states: Maldives, Thailand, India, Saudi Arabia, and Malaysia, to name a few.
Afghanistan, I would imagine too.
Probably like a lot of the Muslim countries, probably.
Mm-hmm. They have to be very demure. They have to be modest. They have to be,
well,
they
thinking
can't
about
be.
like the Maldives and Thailand, I'm not sure of the Maldives, but Thailand is like a sex destination. Like, you've heard that?
It absolutely is.
Yeah, there's definitely a red light district. in there.
Well, it is.
Worse than-
It is.
bigger
So,
than Vegas,
so the
I
thing
think.
is, for the tourist, there's leeway, right?
Yeah.
It's really the people living there that really those laws apply to. Because, when you go to these countries, you're usually going to the tourist areas. Yeah, they're going to let you do what you want so long as you're paying them. Yeah. But for the population, they're kind of buttoned up too in certain ways.
I mean-
and in Japan, they still they blur out the genitals.
Birth rate is dropping there.
That part.
They
right?
don't even know what the stuff looks like.
Aren't they the leaders in robotics?
I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Might explain a lot.
And speaking about loneliness, they got like the young men there are just not getting married anymore.
Mhm.
They go to like these cuddle cafes, which
Cuddle
can you imagine?
cafes? I haven't heard that.
Yeah, there's cuddle cafes there where you could pay a woman. You can go like, I don't know, give her a hug or like lay your head on the chest. But that's a weird place,
So are you a prostitute if you give people hugs?
I think so. I think they're counted as that's some sort of like sex work there. Because maybe you're going to go home and the dude will use a sex toy on himself. So yeah.
Or you sell your panties online. I think that's a thing too.
Yeah,
in
well, they
Japan.
do that here. Yeah, for sure.
Panties, socks, feet.
Pretty much anything. Yeah, I wish I could get into that trade, but I don't know if that's illegal. Is there a law on that, Claudius?
On what?
On if I can sell my boxers if I wear them for a few days.
Well, nobody wants.
I mean, there's no
Nobody
law.
wants
There's no
those.
law against it now.
But
No one wants those.
If I do that, I'll make it illegal. I guarantee you. That's what my running platform in 2036. So
Yeah.
when I go for president.
So moving on. Who wants to say their goodbyes?
See you.
Clint looks ready to sing us out.
I don't know any plastic surgery songs, and I wish there was a plastic surgery I could get to make me sing better.
I think there
there's
is
voice
actually.
surgery.
Yeah.
There's
Is there
such
really?
thing as voice surgery.
I know
I'm
you
probably
get
not
like
saying it right, but
vocal
it exists.
scraping
Vocals,
vocal
surgery
scraping,
is dangerous, though.
yeah.
It's kind of dangerous. There's definitely risk involved.
But yeah.
Andre, is there anything you'd like to leave us with before we go?
I only got one thing to say. Raygun is a fraud.
I saw that coming.
Ani,
Yes.
what did you learn today?
Well, absolutely nothing. It's the truth about nothing. So
The
that
truth
was the
about
po-
nothing, yeah.
I think.
I kind of walked into that, didn't I? Yeah. I did.
Maybe learn
I
some
did.
laws, right?
Yeah.
I learned a thing or
I
two.
can marry my cousin if it gets bad enough.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
can have exactly five dildos in Texas. I think we
Yeah.
learned a lot. Fuck you talking about. Come on now. Come on.
Well, you're right. I learned a lot of valuable information.
You learn something new every day. You know what they say.
Janae, what would you like to leave the people with this evening?
Damn, I was about to say something like actually inspirational, but now I think I should.
I mean, you could take your time. Oh,
I was good. Since we're okay,
No, go
I was
ahead.
just gonna
No,
say,
do your thing.
Oh no, I was going to say, like, it's just, it's not about what we wear on our heads. It's not about, the outfits, the clothes, anything that we wear, but it's just how we carry ourselves and, treat others and pave the way for more accepting and compassionable society. So people out there listening, stop being bad humans. Be kind.
Be kind to each other. love
Yes.
each other, are the words
Love
of
each
Jerry Springer right after he spent the previous hour letting people beat each other half to death. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen,
Oh, man.
you are listening to The Truth About Nothing.